Zazza.
Oh, yeah.
Fitzy and
Sweet as.
Whipper.
Happy Thursday, guys. It's Fitzy and Whipper with you on No. What?
Hey, man.
You're not Cheech and Chong, bro.
No, just good to be on the potty.
Oh, dude,
Fired up to be
you're
on the
so
cast, man.
Don't try to be that guy.
No, I'm on the end.
Oh, I just
What do you
got a
got?
text.
Who's that?
Whoa.
Another
I
one?
don't think this is meant for me.
What is it?
BJ's writing a message to some guy saying thanks for last night. Just joking.
You get me every time with that.
Classic stuff. Hey,
Where
we're
were we?
doing. When have you been caught out? I know. We're in a relationship. Did the kids get it on their iPad?
Yeah.
Classic stories.
Yeah. Did you get herpes and take a photo of the rash on your crotch and then look it up? Doesn't matter. Did you get caught? Did you go to rashes.com.au and have a look? What? Okay, no worries. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the
That's
podcast.
rashes, not rashes.
Oh, remember that?
Give us a call.
Fitzy and Whipper.
We want to know if you've been busted through tech. We've had a couple of stories on the show before. One in particular, a friend of ours who was she was at home and the husband's iPhone connected to the iPad that the kids were playing on, and the kids saw these messages pop up and went and said, "Mummy, what does this mean?" And realised that the husband's phone had connected to the iPad, and that's how he was caught cheating. See ya, buddy.
There's nothing worse when the kids are on the iPad
Yep,
and they see the message first.
that's right.
I mean, it's not a good feeling, is it, Tom?
It's would be terrible.
Very good. Very good. No, that has not caught
Tom's
me.
innocent at
I had
this
to
stage.
deflect there.
Yeah, really good gear. This is a terrible story getting around about a poor woman. The boyfriend took off to work. He left his iPhone at home by accident. Sorry, his smartwatch.
Okay,
So he
Apple
left the
yep.
watch,
Yes.
he took the phone to work.
Okay, got you.
She couldn't help but decide to go through the watch.
Right.
She said there was a few friendly messages to start with, like he was saying to this other girl, "That's my girl. Huh, you're so beautiful. Have a beautiful day." He thought, and she thought, a little bit flirty.
That's
A
my
little
girl.
bit giving. Yeah. What do you mean by that's my
I mean,
girl?
you could do that with a work colleague or
That's my
something.
girl.
Like, yeah, well done. Oh,
Yep.
you got it over the line? That's
Yeah.
my girl.
You send some very friendly messages. You always write kisses.
Yeah,
at the end
kisses,
of your
love. I do a lot
messages.
of love at the end
Yeah,
of
a lot
text
love.
messages.
Too much.
Sorry about that. I think it probably stepped over the line here when she read the message, "I want you naked in my bed. Are you available Thursday night?" That was
Subtle.
kind of the clincher. That's where she went. I reckon there's a bit more in this.
There's something going on.
I reckon there could be something going on. But you're very aware with technology too, how, it can all link up. And the next thing you know, you're on a group platform with this. I mean, even little things, Fitz. We were talking about this the other day when you get into WhatsApp, but the photos automatically are downloading to your photo reel. So if the kids go, "Can I see that photo from the other day?" and someone sent you something inappropriate, not safe for work, on your WhatsApp, that photo or video can come straight through to your reel.
Oh.
And the next thing you know, there's all sorts going on. Some of the gear you send me, Leno, I'll tell you what. That's a joke, everybody. 13 24 10. If technology has synced up and all of a sudden people were seeing messages that weren't meant to see them and you were busted or you caught somebody out, what was it? What happened? How did it play
I
out?
do love these stories.
They're
I mean,
phenomenal.
This is not to do with being in a relationship or anything, but my favourite technology story is the party. Remember the house party?
Yeah.
And the guy, and they had the Bluetooth on, and someone had a playlist on and listening to music there. And one of the guys from the party said, "Guys, I'm really
stuff.
tired. I had a great night. Enjoy yourself. Don't be too loud. I'll see you tomorrow." And he went into his bedroom. Unfortunately, his phone synced up with the Bluetooth speaker, Sarah, and then it went from Harry Styles as it was to quite a bit of groaning.
Yeah. You thought, "I'll just watch a couple of clips before I fall asleep," and the next thing you know, there's 10 people screaming. And then that was in the room and also outside the room.
Whatif.com is all about helping Aussies make the most of every holiday. And now's the time to unapologetically holiday bigger and better than ever before.
Jump online or on the What If app and book your getaway today.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
Technology, one of the great tools for catching cheaters. Happens all the time. Emma, what's your story?
Oh, good morning, everyone. It wasn't a cheating one, but it was a bit funny. My husband was in the bathroom ensuite and was watching something inappropriate on his phone. And his phone had linked to the Bluetooth that played through our TV. and myself and the children were sitting in the sitting room, and then all of a sudden we're hearing some questionable noises, and then this screen pops up on the TV, and my kids are like, "Mum, what's that girl doing?" And I'm like, "Oh,
Oh, my God.
It's also usually before the scene when you go to those websites. There's an act. You're acting out.
I don't know.
Oh, don't you?
No.
So what usually happens? Someone told me this, but there'll be a guy working at his desk. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so busy, and then a secretary will walk in and go, "Wow, you look really stressed."
Okay, what happens next?
Can I don't know. Can I maybe come over there and just help you? What do you need?
What, de-stress?
Sort you out with some paperwork.
Oh.
Mate, whoa. And then they start getting... So,
Are you on naughtyadmin.com? It's one of my favourite sites.
Are you struggling because I'm staring at you and it's
you
making
on-
you wildly
You want
uncomfortable?
onlypaperwork.com?
It really is. Look, my scene took ages to film. Let's
Hey.
just say I didn't do it first take.
Can I just talk to Emma again? Emma, you're telling me, I didn't realise the picture could connect as well.
yeah." You can play through the TV, so we often do that with like our Netflix or 9 Now.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever.
So you heard the sound first, did you? And then the picture
Heard the
popped
sound
up?
first. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention, and then my daughter, my eldest one's like, "Mummy, what's that girl doing?"
Great
And
question.
I looked up
That's
and I was
crazy.
like, "Oh God!"
More importantly, what's Dad doing? Emma, how did you break it down for the kids?
Oh, I didn't really. I kind of just jumped up and turned the TV off, and I'm like, "Okay, let's go play." And then I just walked into my husband. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, my friend sent me something funny."
Oh, yeah, mates.
Yeah, I bet he did. Mates.
The Mr. In-Between, if you've seen that on Foxtel, that is just the best.
No, I haven't.
When
Is it one of those moments, is it?
Ray has to take a video that was found at Gary's house, and he said, "You've got to do me a favour and say it's yours." Because my wife has found it, and I've said that's yours. So he had to
Right,
go
let's
over
claim
and
it.
claim the DVD, but the title was a bit full on.
But it's like those moments in a movie, and I think there's a British movie where they're doing it and they're showing photos of the family holiday with everybody around.
Oh,
and they're
yes.
just going through the family shots and they no, well, that was not meant to be in the reel.
That's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Ben in Cronulla, what was your embarrassing moment with technology?
Boys, I'm a teacher, and technology in the classroom these days is pretty amazing.
Yep.
Most of the time, kids were doing information reports on the Amazon rainforest and the animals.
Yeah.
And so I was conferencing some of the kids writing, and one of the kids came up and said, "Sir, can you put up a toucan on the board?" I saw it. So I typed in toucan, put it up. About 30 seconds later, I noticed a few of the boys snickering, which is generally a sign that something's gone wrong. Turned around, a few of the girls are blushing. I looked up on the board thinking, have I spelt it wrong or something? And there's about 1,000 images of toucans, and right in the middle of the screen,
toucans.
there's a buff guy wearing a toucan beak G-string.
Awesome. I thought you may have actually
Yeah.
searched two cans.
That's what I thought as well.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Like kids were scarred for life, I think.
here's one for you. BJ went and got a haircut yesterday, and she rings me in shock, going, I don't know what's going on. She goes, I wanted to get a layered haircut, right? So she goes, I wanted to go into the salon and show them pictures. So she went to Instagram and put in hashtag layered cut.
Yeah.
And she said, just all these photos. I don't know if it's a word or a saying, Sarah.
Oh, low cut tops is what's happened. Isn't it?
Well, she just sent me all these photos
Oh,
of
of
girls
sheer
in low cut.
tops.
Yeah.
Sheer.
So you can see
That
everybody's
is-
nipples.
A
Oh,
good,
lovely.
layered-
Your text exchange there looks
From-
fun.
a good mate of mine, his dad, who's a bit older, he got sent a Friday funny. But what it was a set of boobs sitting on a desk. And then what they'd done is they'd put eyes on each boob, and they've made the nipple into a nose of a rabbit for Easter. And they've got grass on the desk.
That is
Right?
not what the Easter Bunny looks like,
No,
kids. as
anyway,
well.
and they've got a couple of eggs around there in the shot.
Right.
The dad thought it was such a cute photo of the bunnies that he sent it to my mate's girlfriend. Have a great Easter. And he just got this. She just received this set of boobs with a twitching nose on the nipple.
Oh,
And then you wrote, it's not an Easter, it's a feaster.
Slightly off topic. And you would never, ever feast on them.
Test.
And now it's time for Tom.
The overweight-looking Russell Brand producer.
Time. Tom time.
Tom. He's the EP of our show. What does he do? No one knows.
There we go.
Yes,
That's it.
Surprise Tom sting.
He's done it again.
Snitchy from 50 on the boundary.
Wow.
Mixing it up this morning, guys. It is Tom time, and thank you, Snitch. And this morning, tickets to see the just announced show of Dean Lewis at the Enmore Theatre, and he's bringing his Sad Boy Winter Summer Tour to Sydney, Sunday, November 20 at the Enmore. Tickets on sale Monday, June 20.
What's the name of the tour?
Sad Boy.
Yeah,
he really is. Spelt boy, B-O-Y, like boy.
No, that is how
That
you
is
spell
boy.
boy. B-O-Y.
No, sorry, B-O-I. He spelled it, sorry.
right.
Boy.
Like skater boy.
Matty, you're good friends with Dean. Is he sad boy at the moment?
He's not a sad boy. His songs are very sad.
Yeah.
They are.
They're very to the point where I'm like, mate,
Yeah.
you have a little bit of joy in your life somewhere, don't you? I mean, you've got a group of mates that enjoy it.
Yeah.
However, it is cool because he's at the Enmore. Last time it was the
Great.
Metro. The time before that, it was a smaller venue. Next time, it'll be Accor Stadium. The man's on the up.
Well done.
That's the thing, he needs a bit more, I don't know, a song with a bit more punch and a bit of a beat, maybe something like this. If he re-released something like this. You know, just really on it.
No one knows.
No one knows.
Me
Tom.
included, guys. This morning, 3 incriminating questions. The answer is either Fitzy or Whipper. Get third one correct, and you're off to Dean Lewis. Let's say good morning to Chris. Good morning.
Very good, Chris.
Strong,
Right.
very strong.
Question number 1. Who made Leno a coffee the other day, but insisted on signing the mug with his own name? So an autographed coffee mug.
Wow.
Who would that be, Fitzy or Whipper?
That would be Fitzy.
Oh, Chris.
Come on,
Sorry,
Chris.
Wow.
Reeks of inexperience, mate. You obviously haven't listened to this show before.
Leno, where is the mug? Is that now a collector's item?
Well, which one? Because shortly after doing the first mug, and I said thank you, but no thank you, you did it again.
I did one for Jade, your girlfriend. I thought she might have
Yeah.
wanted one as well.
The stupid part was they were all on Kate, Tim, and Joel mugs.
It was confusing, I couldn't find any other mugs, unfortunately.
That means we go to Mason in Oakhurst. Good morning, Mason. Oh, strong, really.
Right, Mason.
Question number 2. This one's really incriminating.
Old
guys.
stonemason.
Who has been parking at the airport?
What?
And instead of paying for parking,
Don't go through with it, Tom.
he's actually been parking where the flight attendants park. Who's that doing the dodgy, Fitzy or Whipper?
I'm going to say it's Whipper.
God, what is going on? Mason, it's Fitzy. Have you... is there a flight attendant area, parking area?
Hey, guys, life improver.
Like hacks, isn't it?
Oh, no, it's a bit... Actually, Qantas Valet's back now.
Okay,
Which
yep.
is good. You can park your car. But before that, it hasn't been around for a while. And you can't get a car park at the airport.
Right.
Like, it's chockers. I was going up and down the levels. I've got to go find another building. And I just started following this flight attendant. And she walked into this huge building. And I'm going, oh, my God, there's a whole new car park here.
And you went in there.
And I parked there for 2 weeks and went away.
All right, that means we say hi to Maddie in Penrith. Good morning.
Oh, how's that?
Very well.
How's that?
Sing it up.
That's right,
Maddie,
Matt.
double.
Jeez, he's got all-
Come
he's
on,
got
Matt.
all of them.
You need to get this because there's no other callers.
Laura from our promotions team sent this one in, guys. One of you have been dobbed in. This is what Laura had to say. She says, I was just on a call with the manager of Coles and SPC to chat about Space-Ghetti. Now, one of the boys leaned over my desk and asked if I was on a call, and I said yes. He then ignored that and proceeded to ask me to bind pieces of paper of his kids' drawings to make it into a small book. So
I saw him doing
You
this
are
the other
such
day.
a pest whip.
What are you talking about? I mean,
Laura says I had to excuse myself from the call and agree to binding his child's
says
picture book.
you're giving away
Hang on.
who it is, Sarah.
Who would
I
that
mean,
be?
Let Matt have a guess.
Come on, Maddie.
Oh, look, it's a tough one. I guess I'll say Whipper.
You got it. I mean, it was a great team effort. Vaya on reception, she did the laminating, and then Laura, she was able to do the binding, which was really good.
Do you know what? You would have done as well. You would have gone home to the kids and gone, "Look what Dad's done at work."
Yeah, that's right.
I had it out. It was ready on the table when they walked in. They weren't that interested in it.
Yeah.
But great job, Laura. Really good on the binder if anybody needs anything done.
Well done to Maddie. You're off to see Dean Lewis. Good on you, mate.
I got a quick funny for you as well.
What was that, Maddie? What did you say?
I said I got a quick funny for you as well.
Oh, yeah, go on.
For it, mate.
Love it funny.
Just want to give a quick shout out to the guy who invented the number 0.
Yeah.
Big thanks for nothing.
Oh, big thanks for nothing. Oh, he's doing funnies. Have you heard of a worse bloke than this? This story is unbelievable, all right?
Tom's right here, though.
Oh, sorry, Tommy.
Just be gentle, please.
This could have been you, Tom, in a previous life. I don't know. There was a girl by the name of Bree. She's 25. She moved over to Perth from Canada and fell in love with a great tradie doing stud walls. He was a chippy. Anyway, Bree and they don't mention his name in the article. We want to call him Steve. Let's go with Steve.
Yes,
So
Scuba.
Bree and Steve meet and they fall in love at 100 miles an hour. And you know that feeling, guys. What are these butterflies in my chest? That's called
checked out.
No, it's love. I'm saying
right.
it's called love. Sort of more of a rhetorical
Okay.
question.
I thought it was influenza A.
Nope. I've had that. Moved on from it. They fell in love to the point where Bree was there one day and turned around and what do you know? Steve's on one knee, opens a small box and says, "Will you marry me?" This is such a beautiful love story. And the family was so excited to come over, but it was COVID times, so Mum and Dad couldn't come from Canada to celebrate the engagement. They then bought a house together and they were fixing the roof. Bree was up cleaning out a few of the gutters. All of a sudden, Bree's fallen off the roof.
Is that? Whoa, she's got a deep voice.
Yeah, she was so scared. Her testicles dropped and she had a deep voice. Not funny, mate.
Fell off the
It's
roof.
not funny.
Yeah, that's scary, isn't it?
We saw what it did to Molly Meldrum. You know, Mol's never been the same, has he? He was doing his Christmas lights one year and all of a sudden the ladder slipped and
Once that ladder goes out from underneath you.
you're in all sorts.
Terrible.
All
Heart
sorts.
races.
Spinal injury, 2 brain bleeds, fractured ribs, broken teeth,
Wow.
Whoa.
coma for 6 months. Family panicking. Panic, panic, panic. Survival chances, 10% given by the doctors. This is horrible.
So the whole family's come over from Canada.
They couldn't. Australia wouldn't let them in to see their daughter.
No.
Who had 10% chance of survival.
It's a quick flight from Canada to Perth as well.
Quick flight from Canada to Perth. Because of COVID, they couldn't enter the country. There he was, day by day, by her bedside, holding her hand. "Can you hear me? Bree, I'm here with you. The love of my life, my future wife. We own a home together. We planned a family." Day after day he was there. And it turned into every second day he was dropping in. Once a week, Steve's popping in these days. Once a month. After 6 months,
Well, it's tough.
she wakes up out of the coma. She starts to remember a few things. Looks down at her finger and the memories come flooding back. Oh my God, there's a ring there. Steve.
Scuba Steve.
My man. My hero, my rock, who's held my hand. Where is he? He's not here right now. Steve? Steve! She's still got a deep voice. She says, bugger it. I'll call him. Steve doesn't answer. In the 6 months that she's been in a coma, Steve's found someone else.
It's a tough one. 6 months.
What a dog!
It's a long time.
No, because you might have met her after like a month.
A dog!
And you think she's not going to wake up.
6 months with a 10% chance of survival.
Yeah.
I mean,
6 months!
Do you know, there are stories where people have been in a coma for 20 years.
Yeah, but this is 6 months.
So what is the time limit then?
Huh?
What's the time limit?
How do you put a time on love?
This is the thing.
But I would have thought if you've just proposed, you bought a house, you planned your life, this is beautiful. Then there would have been a moment where you thought, hang on, this is my forever girl. I'll stick this out more than 6 months.
Yeah, I know, but if a doctor says to you, oh, there's this % chance, and you think, wow, he might have been in such shock and grief that he's found comfort with someone, a friendship that then has turned into something else, as you think.
Very quickly says, Steve's gone and found another bosom for a pillow.
Oh, he jumped on
What
a
a song.
quick
Got that
flight.
in the system.
Come on, Leno.
He jumped on a quick flight to Banff again to go over to Canada to see if he could find
Another Canadian girl.
That is hard, isn't it?
Well, hang on. Did he ever answer? Like, had he taken the house and everything, or was he still there?
Don't
Do
ask
you
me
know?
details I can't answer.
That is the ultimate ghosting, isn't it?
What a shocker. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're 10 years down the track and it's almost like you've been lost on an island somewhere and life has to go on and your friends are around you saying, hey, you need to live. You still need to live. Sure, that's happening. It's horrible, but there's a life out there that you can have. I get that. 6 months and Scuba Steve's got his wandering eye in Perth too, Leno. He would have been down at Little Creatures or something, smashing a few beers and a couple of bowls of Fritz, winking at a few chicks across the bar. Your dog, Steve.
Tori's giving us a call from Bondi. This could be tough if we're talking a ghosting story. Highly likely it's Dr. Chris Brown. Hi, Tori. How are you?
Hey guys, how you going?
Yeah, good. When were you ghosted?
Oh, a bit traumatic. I was seeing a guy for about 8 months and invited him to my friend's New Year's party down in the Southern Highlands. It was like a 3-day thing. He came down for the first 2 days, and then on New Year's Eve, he just disappeared. And I was like, everyone's coming up to me asking where he was, and I was like, oh God, your bet's as good as mine. Anyway, never showed up, so he had just completely left the party, and I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. But who knows? Anyway, get back to Sydney, didn't hear from him at all.
What?
Nothing, complete radio silence.
What?
I went out for dinner with the girls one night, and I see him out for dinner, and I was like, oh, how are you going? Went over to the table. He's sitting with a nice young lady, and I was like, oh, who's this? And he's like, oh, it's my girlfriend. And I was like, Jesus. And then he's like, yeah. And I was like, how long have you guys been together? And he's like, oh, nearly a year. Oh, for God's sake.
So you were the girl on the side tour?
I was a side hustle, and I had no idea.
Did you out him at the table?
Oh, no. I was like, you know what? She'll learn.
Oh, how long were you seeing him for?
About 8 months.
8 months.
Oh, my
8
God.
months of my life gone.
Oh, you should have said something.
What about how he goes away to Southern Highlands with you and then leaves, gets on the beers, has a great night, but then just does a ghost? He leaves and
And
doesn't...
you know what? He would have been spending New Year's Eve with his girlfriend. That's
Yeah,
why he came back for the big night.
She would have picked him up.
I know, literally. I was like, this has got to be a joke.
What a stinker.
I would
That's
have
as
outed
bad
him
as
for sure.
Steve.
How weird with the friends as well. Did they not go,
No.
you've got like a girl that you've been with for a year, but also this one you've been with for 8
Exactly.
months?
What are you doing? Gabby's giving us a call from Forestville. Tell us about your auntie, Gabby.
Hey guys, so my auntie met this lovely guy, they fell in love, they moved in together, they lived together for 15 years.
Wow.
And then just one day, out of the blue, he had his Australian citizenship and he pretty much just packed up all of his stuff, had a garage sale, and ghosted her back to the UK. His ex-wife was actually his wife.
Oh! After 15... Did she know about the garage sale, Gabby, or was it all done quietly?
He literally just said, right, I'm doing a garage sale this weekend. I'm off Monday.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, we have a house. What are we doing? Like, what is this? And it was like, nope, I'm going. I'm moving back to England.
Are you suggesting that he stayed or formed the relationship for the passport?
There could have been an element of that. It would have been within a month or two of him attaining citizenship that he did move back overseas.
Mate, it's a long 15 years. It's a good effort just to spend some time in Australia and then still have your wife on the go back home.
What did he say to his wife back home? He's probably doing the same thing. Honey, I'm just going for a quick trip, boys' trip to down under. I'll be back soon.
What turned in from a 5-day trip into a 15-year trip.
Great story, Gab.
Nick Cannon. Now, we know that he was married. You would know Nick Cannon here in Australia. He was married to Mariah Carey. Also been married a couple of times before.
Does he have kids with Mariah? They do,
He
don't
does,
they?
yeah.
They have 2 kids.
Monroe and Morocco.
Oh, okay.
So he has 7 kids. We've spoken about Nick Cannon a few times on the show. 7 kids to 3 different mamas. Oh, actually, 4 different mums.
Okay.
His recent kids were in June last year. He welcomed twin sons, Zion and Zillion.
Still going. Big balls on that cannon.
To Abby De La Rosa. Now, there was talk, Nick, you need to settle down. 4 different mums. That's it. The vasectomy talk came out. He said, yes, I'm going to get a consultation and find out if I can get it. And everyone thought that was it until Nick Cannon did a podcast on the weekend and came out with this.
It says you have 3 babies on the way. Is that true or false?
Well, when you say on the way,
You know what? God damn it, Nick.
I don't know what count you at. Let's just put it
On
this
the
way.
way. They're not here yet.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That means they're coming. They're on
So
the
the
way.
stork is on the way.
Oh my God!
So that would be 3 different kids on the way with 3 different mothers.
This cannon needs to be sent to a military museum. Rest it.
He
Retire
went to he said in the podcast he went to his therapist and said, I have a problem. And the solution was celibacy, Sarah. So he started the celibacy in October and he went 3 months, and in January he broke that. And ever since then he's been
What's interesting?
back on the horse.
You might have a love for being on the horse, Fitz, but I reckon since year 8, I probably worked out there are things you can do to stop babies being made if you are trying to hold back.
I agree. There are.
Is he religious? Is that why he doesn't do it?
Things called
No,
protection.
it doesn't say that at all. He
If
just
it's not on,
doesn't-
it's not
no,
in.
That's the way that he likes it. He's not the first one. I mean, I just Googled before sportsman.
Tiger Woods?
Yeah, with multiple kids to different mothers. Okay, so Sean Kemp, he was a huge NBA player. He had 7 children with 6 different women.
Good idea.
Willie Anderson won a bronze medal at the 1988 Olympics. Great career. He had 7 baby mamas to 9 children. So 7 different mothers to 9 children. Jason Caffey, he played for the Chicago Bulls. He had 10 children with 8 different women. Far out.
I always try and picture what Christmas morning would be like.
He went bankrupt.
Funny that.
Evander Holyfield,
the real deal.
legendary boxer. He had 11 children and to 6 different women. I think he's got money problems at the moment as well. Travis Henry, he was a NFL player, gridiron player, 11 children with 10 different women.
What about Eddie Murphy? He's got, is it 9 kids to 7 women or
Something pretty heavy like that, says, I think.
There's a Brazilian soccer legend by the name of Garrincha. Now, Garrincha played with Pelé.
The Garrincha.
One of the greatest players of all time. Garrincha fathered 14 children with 10 different mothers.
You're an idiot. I mean, imagine...
So much work.
You know, those moments in life are really special when you find out there's a baby on the way. If he's at, say, 9 kids already to, 9 different women, and then the 10th comes along and she says, I've got some good news, in his mind he'd be going, please tell me you're not pregnant. We're having a baby!
He seems to love it, though. But how do you coordinate, like the week on, week off, or the you have 3 days, I have 4 days? You've got to coordinate it with,
Would you just
7
be-
other mothers?
Would you just be all on? Like you would say... Because you wouldn't get any time if you didn't go all on or all off. So you would go, hey, every second weekend, 10 mums group chat.
Or...
Hot mama. Hey, hot mamas, drop your kids at my place.
He's loaded. He's got a lot of money. Do you buy a big house and let everyone live together?
Oh, hostel style.
Actually, just
Be
on
getting a
hostels.
bit Candyman, wouldn't it?
How's the hostel? How's the Noah's Backpackers in Bondi Beach? Did you
yes.
see that? That's sold for $68 million.
It's insane.
Geez, you'd have to sterilise that before you did anything to it, wouldn't
Comes
you?
with a gurney. And there's a big job to be had. Imagine what's gone on there if those walls could talk.
Oh, my God.
What are they going to do with it? Do the safe fits? What are they going to do? Develop more apartments?
Residential. I mean, it's got a beautiful view, but far out, you'd have to burn the whole thing down first before you did anything.
There'd be a second-hand mattress sale.
And all you, as soon as you lit that match, it would go straight up.
Get out of here. Bondi is burning.
Go straight up with Brazilian soccer players.
Some sensational numbers I read in front of me here on Formula One legend James Hunt. If you remember him, the 2013 blockbuster movie Rush, which Chris Hemsworth played, was about James Hunt. But, I mean, sure, we can talk about his F1 career. He died at the age of 45 after suffering from a heart attack. But it goes on to say that he bedded 5,000 women.
I get angry when I hear numbers like this. How would you know that?
Exactly. Who took the time to write them out?
And that includes 35 British Airways hostesses. He said it was a rotating door. There'd be a different one every night. They would come to visit the hotel, stop over and get on the plane the next day.
Can I? Okay,
oh, my
so
God. You've done some number crunching, haven't you, buddy?
I've worked this out, right? 5,000 women. Now, if you had one woman every night, that will take you just over 13 years to complete.
Oh, he would.
Every night, 365 a year.
He'd be doubling up.
Yeah.
He's
you
got to
would
be
think.
doubling up.
I had a guy at uni who was doing this for the whole of first year.
You
Every
can't
night,
do it. You
different girl.
physically can't. No wonder he had a heart attack at 45.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You cannot
Which part
do
are you
it.
outraged by, the morals or the physical ability?
Are you angry or
Imagine-
astounded?
Imagine 2 years in, going, whoa, man, I'm tired. I'm really tired. I don't know if I can do this anymore. 13 years later, I don't think so.
He's not you. He wanted to do it. Like, he's got the energy. That's his drive. That's his thing.
The heart of a racer.
Don't get me wrong. I know that guy loves women.
Yeah.
Right? But how do you pluck the number 5,000 out?
I don't know.
It's a load of crap.
But to break down your numbers, if he was like, and I remember when Russell Brand was in his heyday when it came to women, and Johnny Knoxville went through a similar thing, and the lineup was extraordinary, and it would be without question more than one a day. There'd be 3, 4, 5,
How do you know that?
5 a night. That's what used to happen because we spoke to girls that went through this fanfare of Russell Brand and what he would do.
Well, that's one girl that was with him for one night.
And he would line people up. His security and his team would line women up or have them at a bar and then bring them back to the room one by one.
He was also, though, wasn't
Was
he? He was a little bit
extraordinary.
under the influence.
No,
Yeah.
See, the other thing as
many
well,
things.
he tried here at Nova, do you remember? And there was people that knocked him back, mate.
And are you suggesting that good old James Hunt, who's a fiend for the ladies, always had one woman at a time in the bedroom? I suspect not.
Was he married? Do we know?
Great question says he was
He
married.
He had 3 different wives.
Yeah, Susie
right?
was the first one,
He's
then
got
moved on
2
to Sarah.
kids. He's got 2 kids, and his son now has come out and said, I'm really proud of Dad.
Oh, God.
Here's the thing, though. The third wife,
Yeah.
we didn't actually marry her. Her name was Helen. So he proposed to her, this was in 93, died the next day. Will you marry me?
Apparently, Chris Hemsworth's portrayal of him is really good in Rush, but I haven't seen it. Is in the movie? Has anyone seen the movie Rush?
Yeah, it's really
it's a
good.
great
So,
movie.
Tommy,
Yeah.
do they play on his women?
No.
Not as much, is
That's
it?
why this was a
Right.
surprise overnight, this story, because it's not about the women at all. It's about the rivalry between him and, is it Niki Lauda?
Niki Lauda, yeah.
And it's a great movie. It's really good.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at those numbers, Fitz, you're talking about 13 years. Did you
13
say?
years every night.
If he died at 42, and let's say he was busy from maybe the age of 16, something like that. Yeah. So if he was 16, you've got a decent run between 16 and 45.
How many years is that, Matt Wiz?
16
drawing
to
it.
45, 16, 26 is 10, 36 is 20. So you're at 19 if you start at 45.
It's 29.
He died at 45.
Sorry, 29. I meant 29.
I can actually see you writing it out. How did
So
you do that?
29 years of In the Saddle for 5,000. And, when he hit his racing times and became famous, don't get me wrong, it would have been quite the bell curve. But I think, he would have been doing, right, in his heyday, it would have been 5 a day.
Oh my gosh.
5 a day.
What a load of crap.
What an animal.
People who throw numbers at you are very self-conscious, and they are. I hate people who go, yeah, I've done it hundreds.
Would you have an idea?
Oh, I'd have no idea.
Neither
But
would
mine,
I.
I don't even think I'd be 50.
Nah, neither would I. No way.
Oh, we know you wouldn't.
Would you have an idea? Oh, Lena, that's not funny. Would you have an idea?
No, why would I sit and work that out?
So you can't ask a female that.
Oh, sorry.
You
Exactly.
cannot.
Thank you, Fitz.
Yes.
Can I ask Tom?
No, I'm an elderly female, so you can't ask me.
Middle-aged
Let's
female.
Here we go. Let's just say that your nickname was the Hunt back in the day, wasn't it?
Wasn't it, Tom?
Big John's Tomato Space-Ghetti. It's taken off.
Not long ago, Fitzy and Whipper sent some spaghetti
We are at the launch site and we're ready for takeoff.
into space.
The balloon has been let go.
Look at it go!
Oh, my God.
And now you can get your hands on your very own can of Space-Ghetti.
SPC heard and came on board.
We spoke to George.
We've made 7,500 cans.
Lisa from Coles.
Cole's going to get behind this.
That is awesome.
Fitzy and Whipper's Space-Ghetti is ready to launch into your shopping trolley.
Blast off. To think that a family recipe from a long time ago, passed on generation to generation, could become available today to you listening right now.
Now, Tommy, the whisper's going around that it's for free as well.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it, guys? It is for free.
Great.
And it's going to be in some particular Coles stores over the next couple of days.
This is extraordinary. Can we make the announcement where they'll be today, Tommy?
Yeah, so Warringah Mall between 9 and 1 o'clock today,
Yep.
and Coles Bondi Junction 2 till 6 today.
Awesome.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
For all the strugglers around Bondi.
Just after 2 o'clock, mate. I'm going to be there out the front of Coles. You'll be able to see the cans of Space-Ghetti.
Yeah,
So you get to meet Whipper.
yeah.
What a day.
Whoa.
All your
The
dreams.
backpackers
I'll
are
sign
going to
it.
go for you.
I'll sign it, mate.
Wow.
I'll sign the can.
You'll be signing cans.
What a...
And then tomorrow at Coles Westfield Burwood between 9 and 1, and Coles Westfield in Hurstville
Well done.
from 2 o'clock.
You're going
tomorrow.
all around Sydney,
This is
Tommy.
amazing. I mean, when we first came up with this idea and we needed a food critic to taste this spaghetti, and Matt Preston said it's out of this world. And then we went, oh my God, we're going to send this into space. To see that photo and the picture, 25 kilometres high, a bowl of spaghetti, never been done before.
Yeah, you've been also saying to
world.
everybody that someone's going to win $5,000 just by picking up one of these cans, Tommy.
Yeah, so they have the cans have a QR code on them, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so you scan the QR code or enter via the Nova player.
Okay.
And one lucky listener who's tried it is going to win $5,000.
Hey, I'm going to step this up. You guys need to understand how much work has gone into this. We've spoken to him before on the show. He's now flown up from Melbourne today to be here in the studio for the big launch. George from SPC. George! He has wandered in with a silver platter of SPC Space-Ghetti.
Wow, that's the same one that Whipper grew up on.
What do you mean? I've never had silver crockery. Hey, George, this is amazing. Can you tell everybody behind the scenes what it takes to get a unique recipe like this and actually make it in a factory by SPC?
Yeah, so from a production perspective, we've got to source all the ingredients. We've got to obviously understand, the famous dad recipe in terms of
Big
what
John.
that looks like, Big John's. Outline all those ingredients, find them sourcing, a couple of unique ones that were in there. The R&D guys had a lot of fun putting that all together.
Oh, the bay leaves, yeah.
And then the next part is labelling. So I've got some fantastic labels under here.
Yeah, Johnny, before we do see the labels, George, is your job on the line here? I mean, I know you've gone to a lot of effort to actually produce John's Space-Ghetti.
We have.
Are you in a bit of trouble at SPC, or are you going to be okay?
Might be. You've got any job openings over here?
We've got
Tommy's heading off, so
Hey, what's interesting too, George, there's been a bit of feedback. We haven't tried it in the room. We haven't tried the final product. Thomas Brian Ivy, he has.
Yeah,
Tommy, give us your feedback on what you said about the canned spaghetti.
Yeah, I was very lucky to try it last week when the delivery popped in, and it was just so buttery. It just melted in my mouth.
Wow.
Butter.
butter is key.
Who doesn't like butter?
I know.
Compared to other spaghettis.
Yeah, if other spaghettis, like canned spaghettis, were like a 6,
what do you got?
Is probably a 12.
You heard it.
Yeah,
It's more than 10.
Yeah, my maths is so terrible. It's delicious. It's actually delicious.
Okay.
This is so exciting.
Can we reveal this, please, George?
George, please bring the platter over.
Oh
my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Look at that. The can of spaghetti.
It's got John's head on it.
Looks
It's
awesome.
got John's face, fits in Whipper. It says Big John's Tomato Space-Ghetti. It's been out of this world.
Okay, so there's the QR code on the back too, Tommy. $5,000 up for grabs.
Yeah.
So these are going to be handed out free today in Warringah Mall between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. and Coles Bondi Junction from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. You get your free can, you scan the QR code, you got a chance of winning $5,000.
George, will you be at Bondi Junction with me after 2 o'clock today,
We will
mate?
be. We'll be
Just
there with you, mate.
awesome. I mean, what's the rest of the SPC team said about this? I mean, have they all tried it?
The team loves it. They're super excited about putting it together.
Yeah.
And then the conversations about the buttery flavour through the plant as they do production. It's definitely delicious.
We're going to have a crack now.
And how
It's
much,
nice
I mean,
and
when you
warm.
say buttery, you know when you'd make spaghetti at home and you might throw like a bit of butter into your pan, all I can imagine is this huge pot at SPC. And how much butter? Like, does everyone get around and just sniff the giant pot?
Oh, you don't have to get around it to sniff it. Definitely got a lot of aroma
Through
coming
the whole
plant.
factory?
Yeah,
Oh.
definitely.
Oh, my
delicious.
God.
You can smell it when it comes through.
The buttery and the beef in there as well.
Look at Sarah's
George.
smile.
Yum.
Beef stock, yeah.
The beef stock is magnificent.
Yeah, that's crucial.
Is this the best thing John Whitfley's ever done?
No, having me, I would say. But besides that, they say this is Dad's second proudest moment. This is a huge day for him.
Now, you don't have to make noises to show us that you're eating it.
Yeah, it was one mouthful each, just quietly.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yum.
It's like Fitzy with his Wheat Bix.
Well done. Oh, jeez, look at him not annihilate that.
It's really good.
George, I mean, this... How long have you been at SBC for, George?
Almost a year now.
This would have to be the highlight of your career. It would have to be the highlight of your career. And you're not even going to last a year.
The Fitzy and Whipper Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.